Welcome to the deep dive.
Oh,
Every golfer has been there, standing over a key approach shot, pin tucked tight, maybe the green slopes away,
mhm.
and you're thinking, is this ball gonna land and bite? Or just, skip over the back?
Exactly.
Today we're getting into golf balls, specifically that really critical relationship between spin and what we call stopping power.
Yeah.
Because so many players ask, why do some balls spin way more? Should I play a high spin ball or less? And why do some feel soft and others like rocks?
Right. And our mission today really is to unpack that, to tell a bit of a story about what makes a ball spin, why it's so important, but also, crucially, why sometimes, well, too much spin can actually hurt you.
Okay.
The goal is really just to help you, the listener, make a smarter choice next time you're buying balls.
Okay, let's unpack that term then. Stopping power. What exactly were we talking about when we use that phrase in golf?
Well, stopping power is basically how effectively your ball comes to rest once it hits the green.
Mm.
It's determined by a few key things, really.
Like,
Like the angle, the ball comes down at the descent angle, the spin rate itself, obviously. And, you can't forget the course conditions. Firm greens, soft greens, that matters too.
right, so the dream scenario is what? Ball lands, maybe takes one hop, and just stops dead.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what we mean by predictable stopping power.
Yeah.
You hit the shot, and it does what you expect near the hole.
I've definitely had those shots where it feels pure off the club face, but then I just watch it release and whoosh right over the back edge. Is that a lack of spin problem?
That's exactly it, most likely. If you don't generate enough spin, especially with your irons, the ball just doesn't have that friction, that bite, when it lands.
So it just rolls out.
It rolls out more than you want, yeah. Makes it really hard to control distance and, well, hold the green consistently. Turns a good swing into, a bogey, potentially.
Okay, so that's too little spin. But here's where it gets interesting for me. Can you actually have too much spin? Is that a real thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I swear, I hit this wedge shot once, thought it was perfect. It landed, gripped, and then just zips, like 10 feet straight back off the front edge.
Yeah, that's the classic example.
Yeah.
Too much spin, especially with higher lofted clubs like wedges, can cause exactly that.
So it just spins back too far.
Way too far, sometimes right off the green, like you said. Looks kind of cool, maybe, but it's terrible for control. You want predictable stopping, not wild reversing.
So we're talking a lot about the ball itself, but stopping power,
Right.
it's not just the ball, is it? How much does, my swing or my clubs factor in?
That's a great point. No, it's not only the ball, it's a whole system.
Okay.
Stopping power is hugely influenced by you, the golfer. Your club selection, for sure, but also your swing dynamics.
Like club head speed?
Yep, club head speed, the loft on the club you choose, the condition of the grooves, and that's a big one too. And critically, how the ball is actually arriving at the green. Is it coming in high and soft or low and running? That trajectory and angle matter a lot.
It's pretty amazing the engineering that must go into designing these things to spin just right. How do they actually build a ball to create spin?
Yeah, the science is pretty cool. If you look at, say, a premium ball, many use what's called a soft over hard construction,
Soft over hard.
meaning you typically have a soft cover, often made of urethane, layered over a firmer casing layer or mantle just beneath it.
Okay, and that does what?
Well, at impact, especially on shorter shots, that soft urethane cover kind of squishes and grips the club face grooves for a fraction of a second longer. More friction.
Like grabbing onto it.
Exactly. It maximizes that friction. Then, the firmer layer underneath helps the ball rebound efficiently, turning that grip into spin, especially with wedges.
Right.
So you combine that construction with a good swing that delivers a high angle of descent, enough speed. That's when you get real controlled stopping power.
Okay, so putting this all together, for you, the listener, standing in the golf shop, maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed by all the choices, what should you be asking yourself?
I think it boils down to maybe 3 key questions. First, based on how I play my typical shots, do I generally need more spin to help hold greens, or maybe less spin because I already generate a lot?
Okay, know your tendencies. What's second?
Second is feel. Do I prefer a really soft feel coming off the club face, or something a bit firmer, more clicky? That's subjective, but important.
Feel matters, yeah. And third?
And third, think about the result. How do I actually want the ball to behave when it lands on the green? Do I want that hop and stop, or maybe a little bit of release?
Understanding all that spin needs, feel preference, desired green behavior, that seems like it would really help narrow things down.
Exactly. It helps you find a ball that fits your whole game. Not just chasing distance, but finding that That control, that consistency, confidence too.
Absolutely. So maybe for a final thought today, perhaps you should think about prioritizing the control a golf ball gives you, maybe just as much as, or even more than, the extra few yards of distance it might promise.
That's a perfect way to put it. Control is king, especially when it comes to scoring.